Patience is its own reward, but if that wasn't enough, we've also got 300% on COMM. That's based on the recent acquisition news. Number of different potential trades, absolutely huge profit on each of them. That was just one of the stocks we've been talking about recently. Here's LivePerson, also making huge moves, if you're aware. This is where it all started on the Tradespotting channel. This breakout from the bottom of the gap to the top side, 61%. But that doesn't tell the whole story, because in the last few months, this thing is up megabucks. From the lows over 100%, down at around 68 cents. And everybody and their grand was buying this at the 62 cents level. So up 130% nearly since then. Everybody doing very well on the show. And it's not just those unusual stock picks that most people have no idea about. We also talked about this here, potential failure swing. We saw it on SPX. 24-hour daily time frame, slightly clearer, failing to break, putting in higher highs. And this leaves a critical issue with price. Breakdown here, taking it to 622 from 6.4. Another huge move coming exactly when we thought they would, for the same reasons we thought they might happen. You know, and that 3% move on SPX, significant. Helped a lot of people make the right moves at the right times. And that is just the start of it, because Bitcoin holding important levels. Ethereum, as Rocky Outcrop predicted on Wednesday, up back over 4,000. What a call that was. And Bitcoin dominance continues to plummet. Another shout out to Minnor and that failure swing that he pointed out on the Discord. At that point, there was a target on this chart, resistance at that same level, continuation to the previous lows. Very interesting. Ethereum recovering. That leaves opportunity for things like COTI, and oh my goodness, another stunning trade. It doesn't get much better than this, folks. When, where, and how much? Oh, you're on Tradespotting, so this thing pushing back above 5.5 would give it the opportunity to head to those local highs at 6.8. Break there, you're looking at 8.8. Break that, you'd be looking at 13. Potentially, this thing going as high as those previous local highs. On the daily time frame, inside this downward sloping channel, and price action testing around 14 on COTI. If it does get there, and it's bullish for altcoins, privacy starts to kind of come back in headlines, then you'd be looking at this thing exceeding targets at 14, come back and testing these important macro levels at 0.32. Absolutely stonking moves then, potentially, on these sorts of coins. Just goes to the top of that channel, you're talking about another 138%. Goes to those prior highs, look at 381. And then I predict that if any of the top side of this channel broke, you got the 138%. You'd be looking at closer to 500 as an expression of that move. After that point, well, Robert's your mother's brother. So fantastic trades all around the market. Everybody doing very, very well, I expect. If not, take the course, www.technicalanalysis.school, and join the Discord on the paid side via Rocky's Patreon, www.patreon.com/RockyOutcrop. Big shout out to Dash and everybody else who supports me on Patreon. Could count you on my fingers, don't even need my toes. I wanted to mention the recent news about LivePerson and a partnership with Google, and also touch on some of the value you get on that paid side of Discord if you haven't seen it before. So here is the press release from LivePerson. It talks about that deep embeddedness between Google and LivePerson. If you understand the dynamic here, Google are very large, LivePerson are very small, and so any combination between the two or any joint initiative is very likely to provide an outsized benefit to LivePerson. There's no better behemoth than Google to do this sort of thing. Expanded partnership, nothing necessarily in the relationship itself, but this expansion, and it's important because of the context of that relationship. This isn't a client or a customer relationships. This is two companies working together to provide a service, and those services both complemented and improved through each other, a synergy between these two firms. Deepening partnership, that deepening partnership one of technical benefits. It's a deep technical integration for LivePerson and also huge marketing benefits. So there's the press release. You can check it out for yourself. But where I can really add value, and so can the Rocky Outcrop Discord, is over here in these posts, where there's a discussion between Spectorwolf and a number of other people on what this actually means. Now, there's lots of speculation and then experience and value add from Spectre, things that I think you should really check out if you've got access, and if you haven't, are a brilliant advert for the paid side. Acoustic Shock asks if it's similar to his own experiences when, as working for an affiliate for Oracle, they would be referred customers that contacted Oracle requiring the services that they provided. But it's actually, I think, different. Without completely understanding the question there or Acoustic Shock's own experiences, I do understand that a lot of people will ask similar questions. What sort of partnership is this? Because we've all read press releases that sound bullish, use very unusual adjectives and exciting terminology to get everybody riled up, especially ahead of earnings. And this context of this particular announcement, is that pragmatic benefit to the company, or is it all hype? And I'll dive into it now. In this post, we talk about how it's a deep technical integration and a nuanced partnership with multifaceted benefits that'll do more than just provide some sort of superficial affiliation, but instead really build Google into the LivePerson's offering so that they can now provide advantages from the Gemini NLU to understand language better, conversations better, direct the conversational journey better. And then that part of the LivePerson backend, which is all play, and allows it so that you can integrate these services into use for a LivePerson to be doing this deal with that opportunity their person provides in that agnostic model. It allows this modular integrations, which gets Google foot in the door for firms that are using LivePerson and want to use Gemini alongside it. And it also gets LivePerson in the door for current customer base at Google. Because along with that deep technical integration that improves the quality of the product on offer from LivePerson, it's also being listed now as a first-party listing on the Google Enterprise. Sounds all jazzy, but what does it really mean? Well, it's fantastic. It's like being top of the App Store in your chosen category in the early days iOS. It's a huge opportunity here. It's not just listed at the top of the App Store. Google are also going out of their way to contact all of their current enterprise customers to offer them the LivePerson product. That's a massive go-to-market opportunity. So does change very deep technical integration. Despite that massive, bigger story is that Google doesn't allow current customers to push LivePerson. It's more than just a partnership. It's a real business alignment, complementary goals. And unfortunately for the short side of the trade, that's the bearish thesis, largely defeated. Lots of interesting information then exceeds from that conversation. So you want to check out, get on the paid side. It's not just all about LivePerson. Detailed, all time, a really vibrant community. And with the paid side, you also, of course, continue to experience the free side. So a real benefit to attach on to what you're experiencing and enjoy this community even better.